Okay, let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about a gardening habit that's, practically muscle memory for a lot of us, tidying up. But what if I told you that when it's really hot out, that urge to prune could be the absolute worst thing you could do for your plants? So I want you to think about this for a second. Picture it. It's a hot day, you've got your pruning shears out. Are you really helping your garden thrive? Or are you maybe, just maybe, hurting it? The answer? Well, it's probably not what you're expecting. We're hearing from horticultural consultant Graeme Farrer, who says that in the middle of a heat wave, the very best thing you can do for your plants is to just leave them alone. Seriously, let's dig into why. So this all comes down to a hidden danger that a lot of people don't think about: sun scorch. Yeah, that little bit of tidying up you're doing, it can cause some pretty permanent damage when the heat is on. You gotta think of a plant's leaves in a whole new way. They're not just there to look pretty. They are a super sophisticated biological heat shield. I mean, this is your plant's built-in defense system against the blazing sun. And check this out, it really shows you what's going on. On one side, you've got that tough outer canopy. Those leaves are hardened, they're used to the sun, and they're actually creating this cool, humid little microclimate inside. But then, look at what's being protected. Those inner stems are delicate. They're not used to the sun at all, and they are super vulnerable. So what happens when we prune away that shield? You get this: stem burn. The heat literally cooks those exposed stems. It's like it cauterizes the plant's plumbing, completely blocking water and nutrients from getting where they need to go. And this is the really important part. This isn't just a little sunburn that'll heal. This can actually kill the plant. Okay, so how do we stop this from happening? It's actually super simple. It's what we're calling the no prune rule. It's basically a 3-step plan to make your garden way more resilient during those heat waves. All right, step 1. It's all about that biological heat shield. The rule is simple. When the temperature gets above, say, 25 degrees Celsius, that's about 77 Fahrenheit, just stop pruning. Put the shears down. The whole idea is to let those outer leaves do their job, creating a shady inner sanctum for the important stuff. Think of them as taking one for the team, a sacrificial barrier. Okay, on to number 2. And this one is great because it's a 2-for-1 deal, a couple of big wins. First off, you get way better moisture retention. Every single snip you make is basically an open wound that's just leaking precious water. So by not pruning, you're keeping the whole system sealed up tight, which is exactly what you want during a drought. And the second win? You're not tricking the plant into making new growth. Pruning sends a signal to grow, right? But that new growth is super thirsty and delicate, and it just can't take the heat. It's a total waste of the plant's energy. And for number 3, we're gonna learn from the true experts. And by experts, I mean the plants themselves. We're talking about the climate hero plants that are masters of self-shading. Seriously, some plants are just built for this, and they're the perfect case studies for what we're talking about. So let's take a closer look at a few of these natural specialists. It is truly amazing when you see how their own structure, their architecture, is perfectly designed to help them survive. First, let's talk about the beech tree. This thing is a total shade architect. Its leaves are arranged in these beautiful, flat, overlapping layers. And that is not by accident. It's brilliant natural engineering, all designed to throw the most shade possible onto its own bark. If you prune that in the summer, you're just asking for devastating bark scorch. Then you've got the bay laurel, which is basically an evergreen shield. The leaves are thick and waxy, and they're amazing at reflecting heat. For this plant, that dense canopy is everything. It's what keeps the main trunk from completely drying out in the summer sun. And oh, the hydrangea. We all know this one. Its stems are super soft and full of water, which means they are incredibly fragile. It depends entirely on those huge leaves for shade. So here's a pro tip. If you see your hydrangea leaves looking a little floppy and sad in the heat, leave them alone. They might look wilted, but they are still on duty, protecting the core of the plant. So when you put all this together, it leads to a really interesting idea, right? We have to completely redefine what doing nothing means in the garden. It isn't being lazy. It's a strategic move. It's a tactical advantage. So here's the bottom line. That garden that looks a little shaggy during a heat wave, that's not a sign of neglect. No way. That is the sign of a smart, climate-aware gardener. It's a sign that you actually get how plants protect themselves. And I think this quote from Graeme Farrer just says it all perfectly. Sometimes the best gardening is the gardening you don't do. Wow, that really forces you to shift your perspective, doesn't it? It's all about putting the plant's health first, way ahead of just making things look tidy. It really makes you wonder, you know? So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. If this fundamental rule, this idea that we always have to be tidying up, is wrong, at least in the summer, what other gardening rules are out there that are just waiting to be broken?